Hey, I'm Chesney Hadley, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. And we have a lot to talk about today. Today, we have Michelle Fairley with us, and she's going to share experiences with going about trying to get the vaccine. Michelle, what motivated you to want to get the vaccination?
Initially, my mom was going to get vaccinated anyway, but we moved the date up because my husband contracted COVID. Appointment slots opened up, so we went online. I scheduled an appointment. A few days later, we got an email stating that you have to cancel your appointment because we are only giving the shots to healthcare workers. And then a few days later, we got notification again that they're opening up spots. So I just kept my appointment and we took her to get her shot at CSUN.
Did she have any side effects from getting the first shot?
She had, of course, the sore arm. She had for a few days, she had symptoms, not a fever, but she had the headaches, chills, and feeling like she's coming down with a cold.
Other than the local, injection site reactions, there are also systemic side effects that do occur. Side effects are definitely tolerable.
So sometimes you get muscle aches and you feel a little down and you get a headache. That's because you probably are inducing an immune response that's letting these proteins that are inflammatory proteins cut loose. It lasts no more than 24 to 36 hours. But even though it's a little bit uncomfortable, it really is telling you that your immune system is working properly to respond to the vaccine.
In your research, Michelle, about getting the vaccination, did you have any reservations?
Initially, I didn't want to get it, but I think what the scientists are saying, I'm watching the news, Dr. Fauci, everything that he's bringing up, all the facts, I'm confident now that I'm going to go ahead and get the shot.
This vaccine only takes a mRNA shot of one particular protein from coronavirus. You cannot get sick from this one particular protein. It is not going to give you the virus. You can't pass this protein on to anyone else. It basically just alerts your immune system of what the protein looks like so that your immune system essentially takes a snapshot of it so that when it appears again to your body by way of the virus, and your body says, oh, I've seen this protein before, let me go fight against it.
Did you read or hear any of the RNA and the DNA confusion? Because I know a lot of people are getting RNA and DNA mixed up.
I haven't heard too much about it, honestly, but I've overheard people talking about it.
Messenger RNA does not affect or alter one's DNA.
When people hear RNA, they hear DNA, they hear genes, they want to know if it's going to interfere in some way or get into your genes and change your genetic makeup. Not a chance.
Now, what were some of the methods that you used to go about getting the vaccination for your mom?
First, I went to the website on Department of Public Health, and I tried to see if there were any open appointments. It's very confusing, the website, but I did click on a site, and I looked for an appointment slot. And once there's a lot for you to fill out personally, your medical history and your information. Once I got through that, they had what was available. A lot of times I couldn't find anything. So I would wait till early in the morning and try and go on again. It's less traffic online. But I just suggest people to be diligent and patient. If they can't get through online, I know there's toll-free numbers that were listed on the site as well.
What were some of the difficulties that you found having to navigate the website?
For me, the amount of information you have to put in, number one, and then it's kind of frustrating because you get to the end of the questionnaires and you fill it all out. You have to look for an actual open spot in a facility, preferably near your house. And sometimes there's nothing available. So you have to start all over again, go to the beginning and try and find another facility with an open spot. Just for the elderly, I know that will be a difficult process.
I've heard that when we get to 70% vaccination, that we'll have herd immunity. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, but I think that maybe it doesn't mean that our community will be safe.
With herd immunity, we're talking about the general US population. My concern is that the coverage will not be uniform and there will be populations left vulnerable to the disease. I'll give an example. We've seen how for measles, for example, very recently, that unvaccinated people, New York, places in the South, etc., pockets where people are vulnerable to a disease that they absolutely should not be because there's an available vaccine. So if I were to predict, and I think this is the message to get out to Black and brown people, is that, certain groups may achieve herd immunity and certain groups may not.
In the meantime, I think it's important also for people to remember that even with these shots, we still need to make sure we wear our masks, wash our hands, do everything that scientists are telling us to do to keep safe.
Get vaccinated because you want to protect yourself and your family and your entire community. And you could do that. It's a personal responsibility and a community responsibility, because the more people that get vaccinated in your community, the less chance the virus has to circulate in your community.
Well, thanks for joining us, Michelle, and sharing with us your experiences with getting the vaccination.
Thank you for having me. I hope I've helped everybody and eased their mind a little bit about the process. Stay safe, everyone.
Well, I'm Chesney Hadley. Thanks for joining us for Let's Talk, and I'll see you next time.
If you like what you saw, Chesney, tell him what to do.
Subscribe, comment below, share, hit the bell notification for icon. Subscribe, like, share, comment below.
And don't forget the bell icon
so you can get the notifications. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in and see you later.